race of the Target Series Chase heads to the Rockingham Speedway in North Carolina. This is the Oreo 300. After today, only 4 races remain to crown a champion. This could be a very important one for their championship hopes. On the front row, Sebastian Dupain 33, 2's outside second, the 32 of Trey Rainey. Then third place, it's Keyshawn Richardson. Fourth, it's third in points, Jose Mills. And running out the front 5, Alex Fletcher in the 41 car. Then in 6th place, we have Jeff Bright. 7th, it's Adam McDowell. Eric Olson in 8th. 9th place for Taylor Brian Price. And running out the top 10, the 23 of Max Anderson. Back behind them, the 2 of Colin Teague. And down to his inside, the 9 of Riley Spraley-2. Then there's Tommy Fletcher Jr. in the 99 of DJ Reed, along with Mathis Wells in the 16 and the 00 of Sebastian Kukulon. Then Roman Fenway and John Smith the 04. Behind them, Jake Richardson and Alex Turner in the 05. Then Chaser Levi Shones and 2's inside the 55 of Colton Yo. Then there's Justin Zidell and Jake Galloway in the 20. Jennifer Reeford 18 and Bronze Mink is up there in the points running. Then Anthony Anderson down to his inside. Points that Luke Ray has work to do to get through the field here today. Back behind him, Mason Baskers and Brett Seaver the 48. And there's Evan Hunter and the 1 of Jay Jefferson. Landon Dinkins the 6 and second in points, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Then we have Casey Nanico and Zachary DeLello in the 24. Code Red 29 and 60, Michael Gregory. Madison Tall and Landon Lyons. And rounding out the field, the 10 of Danny Lloyd and the 8 of Eli Bright. I am joined once again up in the booth by Trey. And Trey, this is a unique racetrack, not racing that we're used to seeing. We might see some very long green flag runs here today. Tire management obviously going to play a key role in this race. What do you expect to see in these 45 laps here at Rockingham?
Well, like you said, the key thing to this race and being able to win today is going to be tire management. These drivers, that is, are going to have to make sure that their tires don't go out too early in this run, so they don't have to push them too hard, because we're going to end up making pit stops in this race. I'm going to say somewhere between lap 25 to 30 is when they're going to start to come down pit road to get those fuels and tires. So it's going to be one who can execute their pit stop the best and manage the tires throughout the entire thing that's going to come home in victory lane.
And don't count out an early yellow flag happening when this field is bunched up, packed together, 2 and 3 wide racing. Let's go on trackside to fire the engines up for racing here at Rockingham. And it looks like 42 cars rolling here at Rockingham for racing in chase race number 5 of 9 here in season number 11. Last season, this race saw a late pass for the win between teammates Sebastian Kukulon in the 6th. Got it as his teammate Freddie Soto issues him to come down pit road with under 5 laps to go. 45 laps here at Rockingham. Sebastian Dupain, Trey Rainey in the front row. The points have tightened up after Chicagoland. We'll see leaves today as the points leader. Dupain steps on the gas, and we're green flag racing in the Oreo 300 at Rockingham.
As they come onto the backstretch here, looks like Dupain got a very good start there. Might have caught, Rainey there sleeping, as Code Red is already in the wall on the back. He already dropped way back there, so not a good start for him. But you can see here Keyshawn Richardson in second, but getting passed there by the 41 of Alex Fletcher coming back onto the front stretch.
You can already tell the inside is the preferred lane at this racetrack. You can make so many moves there on the inside. But once the tires start to wear out, these drivers will be searching for grip and climbing the banking, trying to get somewhere different on this track to find some grip. Into the wall there. It looks like that might have been the 9 of Riley Spraley-2. He'll drop back in behind DJ Reed. Is at the front. Dupain still leads. Fletcher now to second. Trey Rainey's back down the inside now, looking for third on Keyshawn Richardson. And chasers have fallen back. Jose Mills now back on the outside, trying to get in line in front of Mathis Wells, but can't. Colin Teague right now the highest chaser in the 2 car. However, he comes in a pretty good distance behind Luke Rainey, 7 points, but he can make that up here today at Rockingham if he keeps running like he is.
Yeah, with a racetrack like this where drivers have to manage their tires, it, might help the drivers that are more strategic with the way they race, if they're good at saving tires or fuel, compared to the ones who just are good at driving fast. So we might see some playoff drivers up front that we don't usually see up here. So it'll be exciting to see who's going to be able to manage the way and stay up the front the longest.
And you speak about chase drivers that we don't normally see at the front. Mathis Wells, the 16, has had an abysmal chase, kind of like the chase he had last season. He never had a shot at the championship last season when he made the chase. He entered as the second wildcard spot and left 12th in points. Well, here right now he's 12th in points and 20 points behind Luke Rainey. So Mathis Wells, back-to-back seasons of just mediocre and terrible chases. looking to try and get a bright spot here. Rockingham currently up inside the top 10 as Jose Mills start inside the top 5, but just got the wall off turn 2. Drop it back down to the clutches of Luke Rainey. Luke, once again, is the points there, has done a great job coming up from 27th start position, trying to get up inside the top 15 early on here at Rockingham. Definitely not saving his stuff, trying to get up there and get the track position and then maybe lay low, because track position means a lot here, maybe even more than tires.
Yeah, I mean, track position would definitely be the key thing here as well. I would definitely say it's over tires, because you never know what could happen at this racetrack. So the farther you can get up front, in the case of something happening here, would benefit you greatly.
And you can see how the pack is already kind of spread out. The front 5 have gotten away, then 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th are kind of back here. Jeff Bryce just gotten to 6th off Mathis Wells, trying to hold it, but Wells now peeking to the inside. Keyshawn wide from 5th, barely missed the wall right there in the 11 car. Jeff got a great run, just a little bit higher off the corner. Got a better run down the straightaway than Mathis Wells. That could be Wells also trying to not use up the rear tires there, trying not to mash the gas off corner exit, and trying to just roll into it to make sure they can save those rear tires for the end of this run. It is a long run. These lap times can drop off by about a second or more in the long run here. So obviously tire management means a lot. It's up here, 4 seconds. Trey Rainey on the 41 of Alex Fletcher to turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Trey Rainey here already has one win this season, but would definitely like to get another one as his send-off here. It didn't really seem like he had the best card the first half of the season, but in this second half, he's definitely turned a switch or something, because he seems to be up front a lot more than usual.
And Alex Fletcher dropped back. Taylor Brand Price just got by him. Keyshawn Richardson couldn't get inside the 41, so Fletcher will keep 4th. Now Keyshawn has his hands full with the 5 of Jeff Bright for that 5th position. Jeff, a 2-time Target Series champion, looking for another win in this series. One of the best all-time in the Target Series, but he's struggled as of late, to put it best. He has not had great runs at all in this 5 car. Looking to turn around now a top 5 result. Would mean a lot, maybe even a win. He's up to 5th, just got by Keyshawn Richardson. Another 2-time Target Series champion, Ed McDowell, just got the wall, going to loosen spots there. Kukulon goes by, won this race last season. 16, Mathis Wells. On the team that won this race last season, it was Roush that dominated the day and ended up with Kukulon driving the 6th car, then last season winning the race.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I've noticed so far throughout this race is those drivers that are running the very high line in 1 and 2 there, are actually tapping the wall every here and there. But, I mean, I don't think it's going to affect them too much. It depends on how hard they hit it. Like a little tap, they can get away with. But if, they slam into that wall, they could get a little bit of damage there and slow their car down. So running the high line there in 1 and 2 is definitely a topsy-turvy, 50-50 shot there. But it might actually come into play here later in the race.
Especially when the tires start to wear, you're going to want to try and search for some grip on that racetrack. Maybe run a little bit wider to try and get the run on corner exit. Another thing you have to worry about, if you hit that wall really, really hard, start to damage the right side, when you come down pit road, you're going to want to repair it to make sure that there's no fender rubs and nothing's pushing on the tires. So they'll take some time, maybe a second or two, to pull the fenders out. But that can mean all the difference at a track like Rockingham. Time means so much here, especially under pit stops. We'll see how that works out for them. As Taylor Brand Price going to get by Trey Rainey for a second. And all that's doing is keeping Sebastian Payne out front of the 33, still leading from pole position. He's led every lap so far in the Oreo 300 here at Rockingham.
Yeah, it seems like the driver on the move so far is the 09 of Brian Price there. Definitely is moving up the field, but that also makes me wonder if he's going to end up using his tires a little bit more aggressive than everyone else here, trying to conserve a little bit to be able to make it to the pit stop. So I'll be interested to see come near the time where they're going to start the pit if Brian Price is going to start to fall off, or if he's going to be able to hold that track position.
See that move for Keyshawn Richardson. Went on the outside, Jeff Bright to make the pass, but not quite. Jeff's going to fight back to the inside. That 5 car, a great 3-way battle for 4th position between Fletcher, Bright, and Richardson off to the first corner. Fletcher trying to keep 4th for now. The 5 really kind of reeled him in, tried to get to the inside off turn number 2, but couldn't hold it on the bottom lane, and the 5 almost lost the spot to 11. Next, him running a defensive line down the backstretch to make sure 11 couldn't jump inside. As this battle for 4th still going on, Jeff Bright going to get back inside Fletcher with the run on the bottom of turns 3 and 4. Right there, and make the pass for P4. So Jeff also a driver coming up through the field, even though his times have fallen off 0.6 of a second already, and we're only, just about halfway through this field run. You can see Taylor Brand Price, he's fallen off 0.7 of a second. These tires wear out a bunch here at Rockingham. Shreds these tires up. You can see Taylor Brand Price with a great run into turns 3 and 4. Close down the back of Dupain. We'll see if he can make a charge for the lead and be the first different leader here today other than Dupain.
Yeah, Brian Price here is really pushing his car here, but he's making it worth it because he is gaining on the 33 here. Might actually give him a shot for his money here coming onto the backstretch. Doesn't look like he had that big of a run, but he might be able to dive it into 3 and 4 a little bit harder than the 33, which looks like he's going to try to do. As he peaks low, he might get there coming off of 4, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there in time does not get below him. So Brian Price is going to continue to try to find a way around the 33.
He's going to look to the inside, turns 1 and 2. Maybe not the best spot to do it right there. You have to let off early to make it work there. And then the guy on the outside gets a better run off the corner. So right there in the case of Dupain, he did get a better run. He'll maintain the lead for now, but Taylor Brian Price is telling him he is there and it is faster. Going to use the inside through 3 and 4. That's where it's better to use that bottom lane. You get the run on corner exit as well with that bottom. We'll see if you can try and make it work into a pass in 1 and 2, but Dupain will hold it for now in the 33. Trey Rainey right now in third, just watching these front two go at it, hoping that they maybe use their stuff up. He can try and get around. Trey also ran well in this race last season, ran up inside the top 10 for most of the day. In fact, had one of the better cars on the long run last season. We'll see how it works out here this season. Watching those front two bound right here. Taylor Price has a nice run on exit of 4. Looking down to the inside, Dupain still blocking him off for now. A great dogfight for the lead between Dupain and Brian Price off to the first corner.
Yeah, as you were saying, on the bottom there, the 3 and 4 is probably the best line, but it looks like the 33, Dupain, has a really good car to run up top. He's able to get those runs going onto the straightaways. So, like you said, it's a very good dogfight, but he's going to be able to dive it in here. He's going to clear the 33 by a big margin coming out of that turn. He's actually going to allow Trey Rainey to get under the 33 as well.
And that almost looked like a slide job setup. He kind of dove it down to the bottom. It almost looked like he was going to try and pull up in front of the 33 if necessary, but he thought that he had a good enough run and did to get by that 33. So new race there. Taylor Brian Price, the first lead change of the day here at Rockingham. Trey Rainey falls through to second. Dupain down in the clutches of Jeff at the 5. You have to think for Dupain. Literally on. Did he not manage those tires well as he now start to fade with this longer run where maybe his car is now a long run car to more of a shorter run car. See Jeff Brent now moving for third and getting by Dupain. So especially Dupain in one lap has fallen from first to fourth. It's not good if you're the 33 driver. You might want to be coming into pit road as soon as you can to get those 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles on, because these times now a second off the pace. The faster you get tires, you might be able to gain some spots there. The only negative is that their tires will wear out longer later in the race.
Yeah, as you were mentioning, we're getting closer to pit stops here, about 3 or 4 laps away from when I expect drivers to start coming in here. So, looks like Dupain might have had a very good short to medium run car, but those long run, what's the word? Time. The long run time I was looking for isn't up to what he was hoping to be. So we'll have to see whenever he comes back down if he's going to be able to make up those spots or not.
And look at the times that have fallen off right here. Over a second. These tires have fallen off. 1.5 seconds is when times are out, and now the pay window is open to come in and make it to the end of this race on fuel. See Dupain really sliding wide there. That 33, the handling has really gone away. He's definitely struggling the most of anyone inside the front 5. Triveni might be the first to hit pit road in the 32 right here. No, it was just a weird entry, and he couldn't really get the power down, but that allowed Jeff Wright to really close in the 5 car. Really thought Trey was going to be pitting there, but the pay window is open to come down pit road. This would be a short pit for sure if anyone were to decide to come down pit road. Obviously, it would benefit early on in the run where you have the fresher tires. However, later in the run, later in this final half of the race, it may not work out too well because your tires will wear sooner. Obviously, you see the pack just trying to make it to that pit stops. I think these drivers might want to be staying out just a little bit longer. They don't want to be the first into pit road because they don't want to hurt on the long run.
Yeah, you're right. As we were going through the field, though, I didn't notice that. It looked like Fitzwater was able to pass Luke. And, from last race, I believe Fitzwater was only, a point behind Luke there. And there might even be a couple of playoff drivers in between those two. So, this is so far looking like a very good day there for the 59.
And Luke is on the outside drop back, but I believe we now have some drivers hit pit road. Some drivers running wide there. The 41 came in a lap earlier, same with the 89, but in as our race leaders, Trey Rainey is in, Dupain is in, and Keyshawn Richardson are in. So those are the first of the front 10 to hit pit road. Those 3, we'll see how this benefits them coming in a lap sooner than Taylor Brian Price. They'll have a lap fresher tires. And we'll see when the 09 now decides to come down pit road. When does Taylor Red Price hit pit road in this 09? He'll come in just a lap later. Does anyone dare stay out longer? Yes, Justin Zeidel wants to take that risk because you never know. You stay out longer, right? The only way that really benefits, I don't think it benefits if it stays green, but if a yellow flag comes out after this all cycles through, you can then use those fresh tires on the restart. You have a lap or 2 fresher tires. You can make it work. So we'll see if that works out for Zeidel here on these pit stops. So Taylor Red Price into his pit stall. We'll see where he comes out in relation to Trey Rainey and Dupain, who came in a lap sooner than this 09.
Yeah, Brian Price here is going to have to be careful with all these cars coming in. He doesn't want to go out too early and possibly get contact on pit road here, but I think his crew chief is going to be able to guide him out pretty swell here. And, yep, he was good there. So if he gets a good exit off, he should be still in a pretty good contention to be up front whenever everything cycles through here. But like we've been saying, what's the comparison going to be with Trey Rainey in the 33 of Dupain there with, I think a lap or two older tires?
And Taylor Price had such a huge lead entering pit stops. I didn't think he would lose the lead, but definitely closed in just a little bit. But Trey Rainey not able to leapfrog the 09, but he did close in just a little bit, maybe about a second or so. He closed down the 09, so these two will be the first two. Jeff Bright should cycle out in third once it all just kind of works out here. Alex Fletcher just behind him in the 41. Remember, he came in earlier than anyone, so it definitely leapfrog him up over some contenders. See some more leaving pit road. Raspberry to lap down. I think that was him repairing that damage. You saw him into the wall early on. It looked like he maybe had some pretty heavy right side damage that they wanted to repair. So the 9 now 1 lap in the rears as Trey Rainey has actually kind of reeled Taylor Price in a good bit. The 09 maybe, didn't get up to speed with those cold tires, having to warm those tires up. Trey Rainey had the tires already warmed up. He closed down the back of the 09, but remember, Taylor Price has 1 lap fresher tires than this 32 car. That could pay big dividends at the end of this long green flag run.
I mean, yeah, as we saw at the beginning of this race, it looked like Trey, once he got to the bottom there, he was able to get back up front there pretty quickly. So maybe he has a better short run car like we're seeing here with the fresher tires. But as the run went on, Brian Price was able to move his way through the field and actually get the lead. So maybe he has the better long run car, which could actually suit him out here with the amount of laps we have left.
And Trey Rainey is going to take the race, and I think Taylor Price is saying go ahead. He might just trying to be saving some stuff right here, making sure he has the tires to the end. Trey Rainey is going to go all out here and just try and win this race. He has nothing to lose. He's in his final season. This is his final 5 races he is in right now. He won at Texas World earlier this season, looking for a second win to go out on as the 32 out in front now of Taylor Price. We'll see if the 09 can run him back down on the 1 lap fresher tires. We'll go further back and just kind of get up down the field. Jeff Bright currently in third. Alex Fletcher with those older tires right now in 4th position, first to come down pit road of anyone. It got him up to 4th, but we'll see if he can hold on to try and get a top 5 or top 10. Keyshawn Richardson right now in 5th. He came down, remember, with Trey Rainey and Sebastian Dupain just a little bit earlier. Colin Teague battling for 6th with Sebastian Dupain. Just behind them, Chaser Mathis Wells. Justin Zaidel, remember, he came in later than anyone. He's right now inside the top 10 looking to try and gain some spots on fresher tires. And Jose Mills now up to 10th in the 40 car. He came in 2 points behind Luke Rainey, 1 point behind Fitzwater. And for Fitzwater, it was not a good pit cycle. Is now back. He was 12th. He's now back to 17th. Luke Rainey, it was decent for him. He was back outside the top 25, top 30. He's now battling for a top 20, but now on the outside, fading back. He has to hope chasers don't get to his inside. See the 19 Mason Baskers in the wall. That's Riley Spur to his teammates. Obviously, Evernham Motorsports has not had the setup here today at Rockingham. Both their cars in the wall of turn number 2.
No, that 19 took a very big hit there to that wall. Major damage, it looks like. But I don't think it's going to affect his car too much, but it definitely won't be up to what he was hoping to be. But it's just what you got to what happens here. But like as you've been saying, though, the pit stops here have shaken up the field, or mid-pack at least, quite a bit there. So it definitely benefited some drivers, but also hurt others. So it'll be interesting to see how things lay out at the end of this race.
In Code Red, highest finishing chaser at Chicagoland, gone back into the championship fight. Entered today, not that far off, only 5 points behind Luke Rainey, but currently as they run, he's going to lose some of those points to Luke, and especially to Mills and Fitzwater, who are running well. I believe Mills might leave the day as the points leader if it all stands, but this battle for the lead, it's getting heated. Trey Rainey with under 10 to go leads, but Taylor Brian Price might be sitting there with some fresher rubber. Just ran a little bit less than a 10th faster than Trey Rainey. We have 1 slow. Brett Sierra stopped. Is that going to be yellow flag? Did they deem that maybe it was unsafe? They're still green for now. But that could have changed the whole picture of this race. We're still green, though, and it's still the same front two, but Trey may have actually benefited a little from that. Maybe Taylor Brian Price checked up. Trey Rainey pulled away a little in the 32. That last lap was a good bit faster, 0.3 faster than Taylor Brian Price's lap.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there with Brett Sierra, but his abysmal season continues there. Definitely not what he wanted to see here today, but it's just that part of racing. But as you said, though, Trey Rainey definitely looked like he benefited from that. Not sure, maybe the 09 was backing off because maybe he heard a caution or something, but they kept it green here. So we'll have to see if the Brian Price is going to be able to reel Trey back in here with the few amount of laps we have remaining.
So Mills is currently in the 10th position in that 40 car with a good a good chance to take over the points lead. Right now, getting, I would believe it would be 10 points. You look at Levi Schoens, he'd be getting 9 points. Then 8 points would go to Zachary Fitzwater Sr. So if Fitzy wants to leave as the points leader, he has to pass Levi Schoens or Jose Mills here in these final 6 laps. For Luke Rainey, he has to try and hang on to every spot he can now. Back in the 24th position in that 88 car. Didn't start well, and you can see right here, it's not going well for the 88 team. They moved up early on, but then faded back and never could recover after fading back. Now back to 25th, just got passed by Max Anderson. Chaser behind him is Zachary DeLello, so there are chase points behind that Luke Rain could lose. DeLello, Jefferson are back there, and maybe even Bronson Mick if it starts to fade that badly. Fitzwater still trying to get on the offensive against Jose Mills, who just passed teammate Alex Fletcher. Remember, Fletcher on those very old tires, starting to drop back now, might fall outside the front 10. As we're coming down to 4 to go, Trey Rennie has a lap car of Code Red to negotiate right here. Red goes high to try and give Trey the room down low. Looks like he will. Class act there by one of our chasers and lap car Code Red to let the race leader by. For Taylor Van Price, it has not gone well at all. That car, I don't know if they made adjustments or what, but it has faded more than even Jeff Bright. Jeff Bright might catch for that second position. You have to think that something might be wrong in that 09 car.
Yeah, it's definitely not the speed we were seeing in the first half of this run, but I mean, not much you can really do about that now. We're kind of in the last leg of the stint here, so the only person that's happy to see that, though, is definitely Trey Rainey here. He's starting to pull away with only about 3 or so laps remaining here, so as Brian Price gets smaller in his mirror, he can see the checkered flag getting bigger in the front.
And Jeff Bright smells blood in the water. He wants that second position. He just wants something to go right this season. If he can negotiate this lap car, Ryan Bridgman, the 09's holding up the lap car. That's when you know it's not that great for the 09 driver, Taylor Van Price. It's not going well. You can see down the straightaways, it looks like it might be, I mean, he could have lost a cylinder or something like that. You'd think he'd be a little bit more off the pace than that, but obviously he's holding them up down the straightaways. He's fine through the corner, it looks like. Down the straightaways, it looks like is when he loses most of his time because he spread to him again. Into the wall hard, but Jeff moves up to the back bumper of Taylor Van Price. This is for second, though. At the head of the field, Trey Rennie is coming around to take the white flag. A mile left at Rockingham to get his second victory of the season in his retirement season. For second place, Taylor Van Price up top, Jeff Bright down low in turns 1 and 2. Brian Price holds it for now, but it's going to be a dogfight for that spot. Backstretch for the final time for Trey Rennie. He's going to enter the final 2 corners. And Texas, where we thought would be his final victory, it's not. It's Rockingham. Trey Rennie scores a victory in the Oreo 300 at Rockingham. 32 wins it. Second place goes to Jeff Bright. He gets by Taylor Van Price at the end. But where do the points contenders end up? There's Jose Mills crossing across. The 40 will get 10th position. And it looks like the 59 fades to 18th at the end, so he loses some points, and Luke Rainey, 23rd, is all he could muster. So I believe Jose Mills will lead as the points leader here today at Rockingham. But the big story is Trey Rainey. Could that be his final Target Series victory? He wins in chase race number 5 at Rockingham. Let's go see the finishing results and the updated point standings. So a good catch by Trey. Saw tire marks on the front stretch, and there was no yellow flag during this race. It was not a clean race for sure, and this was on lap number 6. These were the last 4 cars. Riley Spurgeon took just a few laps after he got into the outside wall. Bronson Mick, one of our chase contenders. Anthony Nez, the 21, had some left side damage, and the 17 of Jake Richardson also in this. As they're coming off turn number 4, Trey, just take us through this. What exactly happened here?
I mean, from what we saw, I think Spurley got a little, I don't know what he did, but did not get good entrance into 3 and 4. And then I believe it was Bronson Minnick or the 17 of Richardson decided to force it 3 wide coming off of 4. And 4 wide's definitely not going to work at this track. So the innocent bystander there, it looks like it was maybe Bronson there forcing a little bit right under the 9. So, I mean, the one who didn't really come good out of this was the 21 of Hernandez there. But he was able to keep it going, and there was not a caution for this. So, I mean, it's just one of those things at a short race. Yeah,
so Hernandez does a slide through the grass, gets it going again, gets a bad result out of it. But now, let's go see the finish results in the point standings. Here's how they finished in the Oreo 300 at the Rockingham Speedway Chase Race number 5 in Season 11. No caution flags today, and 4 lead changes for different drivers. Saw the lead at Rockingham, and out front at the end, Trey Rainey led the final 15 laps uncontested, and he wins this race, his 5th to last race in the Target Series. He gets it done 4 races left for his Target Series career. Jeff Bright edges Taylor Ryan Price for second at the end. Taylor Ryan Price falls back to get third after leading 9 laps here today. Colin Teague gets fourth, and Justin Zaidel, the strategy paid off decently. He gets a top 5 in the third car, led 2 laps under those pit cycles. Matheus Wells gets a 6th place. Keyshawn Richardson in 7th. Dupain from pole led the first 19 laps, but fades back to 8th. That car not good in the long run at all. Alex Turner gets 9th, and Jose Mills, the new points leader, gets a top 10 result here today at Rockingham. Other chasers down here, Landon Lyons gets 14th, Levi Shones in 15th. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. gets 18th out of the day, good enough to keep him second in points and still 1 point from that points lead. And you look down, and Luke Rainey, not the best of days for the 88 driver, finishing behind DJ Reed. Reed gets a point off of Luke Rainey. Luke now 2 points behind the points lead, actually tied with Colin Teague, who is the highest finishing chaser here today. Zachary DeLello 24, Jay Jefferson 1. Other chasers down here, Bronson Mick 33rd. You look down, Code Red 1 lap down in 38th. Issues to Jake Galloway on pit road put him 5 laps down. He got tons of damage under those green flag pit stops, and for Brett Sierra it was a camshaft issue that put the 48 out of this race. On the right side are the update point standings, 4 races remaining in the season, and it is Jose Mills on top. A single point separates he and Zachary Fitzwater Sr., so Fitzwater still second. Luke Rainey and a tie with Colin Teague, right now 3rd and 4th in points. They're both 2 back of the points lead, and then a huge gap down to 5th in points. Bronson Minnick 10 behind. Jose Mills 8 behind his nearest competition. So a good gap there for those front 4 in the points. A 3-way tie down below Minnick for 6th in the points. Jay Jefferson, Levi Shones, and Code Red all 11 points back of the points lead. Just below them, DJ Reed, 1 point behind them. A tie below him, Landon Lyons and Zachary DeLello. And below them, down last in points, Matheus Wells. Gains on those drivers, trying not to be last in points anymore, but still down at the bottom of the points. And Trey, which chase drivers caught your eye here today at Rockingham?
Well, at the top of my list is definitely Jose Mills there. Very good day by him. He was able to come out with the points lead after today as well, so we'll have to see how he continues with the last, there's 4 races left, I believe, but we'll see if he's going to become a contender here at the end of this. Second would have to be Fitzwater. Good day for him, and then he started to fall back there a little bit, but he's still only 1 point behind the points leader, so we'll have to see how he feels about that one there. And then at the bottom, well, not at the bottom, but, my next picks would have to be Luke Rainey. Not the best day he was hoping for. Fell back 2 spots in the chase, but he's still in the contention for it. And then another driver I'd like to mention would be the 2 of Colin Teague, our highest finishing chase driver here today at Rockingham.
And very crazy to think Jose Mills right now in contention for the championship. He was the second wildcard spot entering this chase and has really turned it up in these last 5 races. We'll see how the final 4 go for Jose Mills and the rest of the chase field, as we're looking forward to Super Speedway racing. Next, we're going to Pensacola for the Can-Am 300. That's going to be a crazy one for certain. We will see you guys then.